Yo, what's going on, boys? I'm Wind, and today's video is going to be a tier list for Season 1 from an Iron Fist player's perspective. So keep that in mind throughout this video. But let's not waste any time, boys, and let's jump straight in. Alrighty, first off, let's talk about Captain America. Now, I'd put him in low A tier, guys. Cap isn't really a big damage dealer, though, because his job is more of just really being a nuisance to the enemy team's backline. And he wants to try to take the support's attention away from the enemy team's tank, while also baiting their cooldowns. Now, I think he's pretty solid, but one thing I'm going to say is that I don't think he's really viable, like, as a solo tank. I think you need, like, kind of that pressure in your front line, or else, like, your front line is just going to get dominated. Alrighty, moving on to Groot. I'm going to put Groot in low A tier as well, guys. I think he actually is going to become a little higher as the seasons progress, just as people figure out optimal wall placements, optimal positioning, etc. Because positioning is going to matter a lot with Groot, guys. If you have bad positioning on Groot, you're just not going to have a good time. You're just going to get blown up because it's such a big hitbox. I do kind of like going against Groot myself personally, just because he's really good ult farmer. It's just that big hitbox, guys. Now, he's actually kind of meta, though, in high ranks because of the ult combination with Moon Knight. Now, I also believe that the Moon Knight combo can kill any support through their ults, which makes it very useful. Next up, we're going to talk about Hulk. I got to put this dude in S tier, guys. There's a reason he's banned almost every game in high rank. He's got a broken team up with Iron Man, and arguably the best tank in the game, Doctor Strange. He has crazy stall potential during his ultimate, as well as being able to enable your teammates with your bubble. He's really just a character you can hard carry on, guys. There's not much else to say here. Alrighty, now on to Magneto. Now, I'm actually going to put Magneto in S tier, guys. The reason I'm going to put him in S tier is, one, because his ultimate ability basically just shuts down a Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Complete counter, if you can know how to time it right. Magneto also really pairs well with flankers like Iron Fist. It enables them to be so aggressive with the bubble. Now, based on my previous comments, you guys should already be able to guess where I'm going to be putting Doctor Strange. Yeah, automatic S tier. Automatic S tier, guys. He does crazy damage. He's got insane utility with his portal and crazy stall potential. One of the best ultimates in the entire game. Being able to one-shot supports or DPS. He's just so well-rounded, guys. There's a reason he's in almost all high-ranked lobbies. Alrighty, so the next tank we're going to be talking about is Penny. Penny, she is super annoying as a flanker. Like an Iron Fist, she is super annoying. Like, she's kind of counterable when I play Iron Fist because I can use the mines to block and give myself, like, pre-bonus health. But, like, on someone like Magic, like, you just run into the mines and, like, you're just dead no matter what. She's, let me think. We'll probably put her, like, low A tier. Low A tier. She's pretty good. Definitely not as good as some of these other tanks, but, like, she's really solid, especially against flankers. Alrighty, next up, let's talk about Venom, guys. He's going to be our first B tier tank. Venom can work good in certain comps, but I feel like he just doesn't have the potential to secure kills as well as the other tanks. His ultimate also being on the weaker side compared to the other tanks doesn't really help much in this situation. The biggest value I think Venom's currently getting this season is his team up with Spider-Man, which, if you have a cracked Spider-Man and they aren't going against him more, it's going to help them tremendously, and they'll be able to secure kills. Now, the last tank we're going to talk about is Thor. Thor is hard to place for me. Like, I've had games where Thors just dominate, and I've also had games where they just do absolutely nothing. But, that being said, I think I'm just going to place him in high B tier, guys. Like, he can do good damage, but he relies a lot on having a frontline tank to help him out. He's not a very good solo tank like Captain America. The only thing that's really holding him back from being an A tier tank for me is his ultimate. I just don't think it's consistent enough to get as much value as a Doctor Strange ult, Magneto ult, or even a Captain America ult. Alrighty, now, on to DPS. First DPS, we gotta talk about Iron Fist. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, I love Iron Fist, but he's definitely not one of the best DPS in the game. He's still a solid pick, but I'm gonna have to put him probably like low B tier. And also, guys, this tier list is going to be based on each role. So the tanks are going to be compared to tanks, the DPS are going to be compared to DPS, and so on. But yeah, I think Iron Fist is B tier, probably low B tier. Iron Fist is a dive and brawl hybrid, and these type of characters tend to have three things: high mobility, sustainability, and the potential to secure kills. Now Iron Fist has the first two, but he lacks slightly in his potential to secure kills, at least in the higher ranks. Now I think he would be fine if supports got nerfed slightly, and if they don't nerf them, then maybe like a slight cooldown reduction on his kick and a block. You can still make it work in the higher ranks, but you have to put a tremendous amount of effort in to get the same reward as, say, a Magic. Alrighty, next up we got Panther. I'm going to put Panther probably low A tier. Like, I've seen some Panthers, like, absolutely dominate some lobbies, and other times they just get completely shut down by a Namor. I also think it depends on, like, the skill level of your supports and how well they're able to deal with his dives. But yeah, I think low A tier is a solid place for Panther. Alrighty, next up, let's talk about Hawkeye. Now, I'm probably going to put Hawkeye in high B tier. He's still got insane damage. His ultimate's pretty decent. I just haven't been seeing a lot of Hawkeyes like this season compared to last season. I still think he's a pretty solid pick, though, guys. Alrighty, next up, everybody's favorite, Hela. Now, yeah, this is just S tier, guys. Like, she has a stun. Her ult gives you invulnerability. She does insane damage. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Hela. She's just, yeah, she's insanely good, guys. Alrighty, next up, we got Iron Man. Now, Iron Man's an interesting case because with the team up, I'd probably say he's like a high A tier character. But without the team up, I'd probably say he's like a low B tier. Maybe high B tier, I don't know. We'll just put him in like A minus. It'll be like an A minus category for Iron Man. Yeah, he like with the team up, he does insane damage, and you can still make him work without the team up, but you're just gonna get countered very easily, like by a Hela or something. You have to play very safe with your positioning. I feel like still a solid pick though. Alrighty, next up we're gonna talk about Magic. I'm probably gonna put Magic S tier, guys. Like I've been learning her recently. And I've been actually played her, like, I played her like 3 times in competitive on my main so far. And I've actually done really well. Like, literally, my second game using her in competitive, I had one of the supports say, "I hate you, Magic, Jesus." She's a really solid pick, guys. Ultimate's really good. She has her one-shot combo. She's very versatile, very adaptable. The one thing that, like, Magic has trouble with is vertical mobility. That's, like, the only problem that I seem to have on Magic, and I think most Magic players do. Next up, we got Moon Knight. Now, I'm probably going to put Moon Knight, yeah, I'm going to put him in S tier. I was thinking maybe high A tier, but I don't know, with the ult buff and the group combo, I don't know. He's really good right now, guys. Especially, like, I'm pretty sure his ult does double the damage right now, too. It's bugged. Like, until that gets, like, nerfed, I'm pretty sure he's going to have to stay S tier. Very solid pick, especially into triple support. And going against group comps. Alrighty, next up, Namor. God, this guy is so annoying. We gotta put him S tier, guys. He is really good. Especially with the Luna team up. Like maybe high A tier without the Luna team up. Okay, actually, yeah, maybe we'll put him high A tier without the Luna team up. And then if he has the Luna team up, he's S tier, 100%. Ultimate, it's very good. Can one-shot any support out of their ultimate. He does crazy damage. Absolute flanker counter. Very solid pick overall. Not much to say about Namor. Alrighty, next up, Psylocke. Yeah, S tier. She does so much damage, dude. Oh my god. That's gonna beam you in 1 second. Her ultimate also is really good too. Gives you invulnerability like Hela. I'm pretty sure it can also kill Mantis through her ult too. But she has to be the only one in your ultimate. She's just a very solid pick, guys. The invisibility, the dashes. Like, she should not be a 5-star, though, guys. Like, she should definitely be, like, a 2-star, 1-star. I feel like she's, like, the easiest flanker to pick up. Like, compared to Magic or Iron Fist or Black Panther. She's very solid, though, guys. Solid pick. Solid S tier. Alrighty, next up, we got Punisher. I'll probably put Punisher at... I'll put him at low A tier. Actually, I'll put him at high B tier. He's pretty solid. He's pretty solid. I don't think he's as good as like a cracked Panther or like a Iron Man with the team up. Like I don't think so. Actually, yeah. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna put him just above Iron Man actually, because I think he's a little bit better than Iron Man. But yeah, like his turret's really good. You have your turret set up in a position where you're just gonna be able to get pocketed and and if they don't have a flanker to come get you, you're just gonna have full control. And if they have a Mantis damage boosting you the whole game on triple support, that is when Punisher shreds, I feel like. Very solid pick though. Yeah, A tier. Alrighty, next up we have Mr. Fantastic. Now, I'm probably gonna put Mr. Fantastic in C tier. Like, I've seen a few cracked Fantastics, but like not very many. I think people will get better at him though eventually and figure out like what his kit is really gonna be about. I haven't gone against him like insane amount of hours, so I'm just gonna put him C tier, and there's not much to say there. Alrighty, next up, Scarlet Witch. Yeah, we'll probably put her C tier. Like maybe a little bit better than Fantastic. I think like the only time I really see her in high elo, I feel like, is just for the Magneto team up. Because the Magneto team up is pretty good after the buff. But even still, like I don't know if she's really worth it. Like the ult is very counterable. She doesn't do insane damage. I mean, she's good, maybe a good kind of anti-dive with her stun, but I don't know. She's just not very. She's not like the best. She's not the best, guys. Alrighty, next up, let's talk about Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, I'm probably gonna put him like just below Iron Fist, maybe like the same level. I feel like Spider-Man could get some really good value, especially with the Venom team up. You have a Spider-Man who's cracked, and you have the Venom team up. He'd be able to secure some kills pretty easily, I feel like. Just depends. Like, it depends if they have a Namor, and it depends also like what else they're running in their comp. I feel like putting Spider-Man in low B tier is pretty solid though. Alrighty, let's talk about Squirrel Girl. Now after the buffs, Squirrel Girl is actually pretty decent. Like I'm gonna probably put her low A tier, like around with Punisher. I've actually like there's been some Squirrel Girls that have like completely been denying me on Iron Fist with their what is it, like a root, I think people call it. They just root you in the ground. Yeah, but that ability is really annoying. She also does just insane damage, like insane damage. I think she's a pretty solid pick though this season, guys. Like I've gotten killed by her ult a few times actually now that they've buffed it and made it go towards the nearest enemy. Definitely a better pick this season though, boys. Alrighty, next up, let's talk about Star-Lord. Put Star-Lord probably, yeah, probably S tier. He's a really solid pick. Really good ultimate. Really good damage. Really good maneuverability. He's a very solid pick, guys. Like, there's not like much to say here. Like, yeah. Alrighty, now we're gonna talk about Storm. We're probably gonna have to put Storm. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to put her S tier this season. Like the buffs just like were way too much. I feel like she just does insane damage now, and her ultimate is really good. It's basically just like if they don't have a support ultimate, it's just confirmed like 1 or 2 kills at least, at the very least. Very solid pick though, boys. I actually think she needs a little nerf, to be honest. Alrighty, next up, Black Widow. Now, I think Black Widow's better this season with the movement buff, but I don't think she's like insanely better. Like, I'm still gonna give her like, I'll probably give her like a high, I'll give her like a high C tier. Yeah, I'll give her like a high C tier. Alright, she's like, you have to have insanely cracked aim with her to be good. And then I'll give her like she'd be like high A tier if you have a Mantis pocket. If you have a Mantis like damage boost pocket in you, she's probably like high B tier, but without it, probably more like a C tier in my opinion, boys. Like I've only seen like 1 or 2 cracked Widows, and one of them was like Zelek, the YouTuber. But besides that, yeah, not really a whole lot of cracked Widows. Alrighty, next up we're gonna talk about Winter Soldier, Bucky. Bucky is pretty solid. He's pretty solid. I'll probably give him like a high A tier. I think his ultimate is like he's one of the best ultimates in the game. You could snowball so heavy with it. I think he's just not as good as like someone like Star-Lord or Psylocke when he's not using his ultimate. They just have that more lethality. He's still a pretty solid pick though overall, boys. Still very solid. Alright, now last DPS, Wolverine. Now, I'm not a tank player, but like the few times I have had to play tank and I've gone against Wolverine, it's been just horrible, dude. Absolutely horrible. Like just because of that fact, I'm probably just gonna put him S tier, and also because of the fact I've seen him just like bully like my tanks on my team completely, and we just lose because of it. Yeah, like definitely S tier, guys. Now we get to talk about the supports. So it looks like we're talking about Adam first. Adam, he's probably gonna be like one of the only B tier supports. Like his ultimate just isn't as good as the other ones. It's good, but like you just res everybody at half HP, and it's so counterable for like someone like Iron Fist or Magic to go in there and ult and just like clean it up very easily. Like I feel like he would be like maybe like a high A tier if you have a Storl or Mantis comp, but even then like you'd have to have triple support still to make him work. I feel like I don't know. He's just not as good as a pick as the other support boys. All right, Luna Snow, yeah, she is an instant S tier. 12-second Transcendence. Can heal the flanker at the same time that she's healing her tank. Insane amounts of healing, just like base healing. Has a stun. I mean, she's just like the perfect support, boys. I mean, I'll be honest. Just insane. Next up, we got Invisible Woman. She's probably gonna be S tier too, just because actually. Yeah, we're going to put S tier just because of the ultimate. And the shield is just very good for flankers. Getting them out of those sticky situations and healing them, protecting them. Definitely just very solid. Way better than Mr. Fantastic, in my opinion. Way better. Her ultimate is just too damn good, dude. Next up, Rocket. Now, I think Rocket is actually... I think he's actually like low A tier. Like, his ultimate isn't the best, but the thing that Rocket excels at is just like staying alive. He stays alive so long. He's so slimy, so slippery. It's very hard for anybody to kill him. Not much to say though about Rocket. Yeah, he's pretty solid. Just not as good as like some of the other supports with defensive ults. All right, Mantis. I'll probably put Mantis like. I'll probably put her high A tier. Actually, yeah, no, S tier. Mantis S tier. She just yeah, the damage boost, the ultimate's really good. And she's just very easy to play too, which I also think helps make her S tier. Yeah, not much to say, boys. Mantis is just very good support. Alrighty, now on to Loki. I'll probably put Loki high A tier. He's pretty good. Loki really capitalizes like off of like your support composition. So if you have like Luna, Invisible Woman, that means he has two very good defensive ults that he can just copy straight up. He's a pretty solid pick though. Like I feel like he's really annoying too for like flankers like Magic. Because he could just place down a shift. Basically just an BAP immortality field. Very solid. Okay, Jeff the Land Shark. I'm probably going to put Jeff, like, probably same as Loki. Like, actually, yeah. Okay, there's a caveat, though. He's high A tier if they're running triple support. But he is, like, B tier. Like A tier. Like, B tier, maybe, like, low A tier. I'll put him low A tier. If they're not running triple support. Just because, like, I feel like Jeff's best playstyle is basically just being, like, a DPS and just going back and flanking and just being so annoying to the backline. Especially if he has the Luna Snow team up, he can do, like, insane damage, get insane value that way. But yeah, low A tier if they're running two supports, and then high A tier if they're running triple support. Alright, now onto our last support, Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, she's S tier as well, guys. The buff to her ultimate definitely helps, and she just gets her ult so fast. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, I don't know how many times I've been in the lobby and it's been like less than a minute, and I'm like, how does my Cloak and Dagger have their ult already? It is insane. The only thing is though, like, Magneto can counter her like very hard, very hard. That's like the one thing that you have to worry about on Cloak and Dagger. But besides that, like, if they don't have a Magneto, instant S tier. Maybe if they do have a Magneto, maybe like low A, maybe like high A if they have Magneto, and he counters you every time. But yeah, she's definitely one of the most meta supports right now. Alrighty, thank you boys for watching. I appreciate it. Just a reminder, guys, the Patreon's out now, so link in the description if you guys are looking for coaching. We're going to be starting coaching at the end of this month, so look into that if you're interested. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it, and I'll be out.